President Biden made the historic announcement today that he is stepping down from the 2024 presidential race. Good evening, and thanks for joining us here at 11. I'm Tracy Sears. Well, this decision comes as many Democrats were calling for the president to drop out of the race after his debate performance against former President Donald Trump last month. Maya Rodriguez with Scripps News has the latest details.
A stunning decision coming from President Biden announcing he is ending his presidential campaign. Shortly after, the president calling Vice President Kamala Harris, quote, an extraordinary partner and endorsing her candidacy. The decision following weeks of intensifying pressure from within the Democratic Party for the president to step aside after last month's debate with former President Trump. President Biden resisting the calls to step aside and postponing campaign appearances as he recovered from COVID. Finally, this statement saying it was the greatest honor of his life to serve as president. Going on to say, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus entirely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. DNC Chairman Jamie Harrison reacting to the announcement.
I am emotional about the president's decision because this president, Joe Biden, has been a transformational president. He's been a great leader.
Questions surround what happens next after the unprecedented announcement as Democrats prepare to formally nominate their candidate next month. Scripps News White House correspondent Haley Bull asking President Biden about the process earlier this month.
Your convention is coming up where your delegates are pledged to make you the official nominee. If they have second thoughts, are they free to vote their conscience?
If all of a sudden I show up at the convention, everybody says we want somebody else, that's the democratic process.
That process about to be put to the test. Maya Rodriguez, Scripps News, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware.
Well, here in Virginia, recent polls were showing a dead heat between President Biden and former President Donald Trump. But how might Virginia voters respond with Biden out of the presidential race and Vice President Harris potentially in? CBS 6 political analyst Dr. Bob Holsworth weighs in.
Certainly, I think the Democrats in Virginia are probably by and large happy to have her on the ticket because they think it might energize women voters, it might energize some of the young voters who look like they were going to sit this election out, and it might energize by and large the Democrats who have been very, very reluctant to get involved in this race because of Joe Biden's age.
Well, President Biden says he'll address the nation on his decision to leave later this week. With more on how Virginians are reacting to President Biden's decision, our Elizabeth Holmes spoke to several voters today and joins us live in the studio. Elizabeth, what kind of reactions did you get today?
Well, Tracy, we definitely got some mixed reaction from folks about Biden stepping down, but everyone that we talked to agreed that they were not surprised by this at all, and all of them cited Biden's age and health as to why.
I'm happy about it.
Not surprised in the least.
Honestly, I wasn't too surprised.
You weren't?
It was going to happen at some point.
They just went through that whole presidential debate for kind of nothing now.
The first presidential debate, a likely catalyst for President Biden backing out of the 2024 race, followed by calls from top Democrats to step down. Some voters in Richmond saying his age was on full display.
Me personally, I love Biden. And it is true, Biden is getting older. And I can see it in the way he walked and some of the things that he said.
You can see that he's just not all there.
President Biden did exactly the right thing.
Political analyst Larry Sabato with UVA Center for Politics weighing in on Biden's announcement Sunday.
The fact is that Donald Trump and his team were desperate to keep Joe Biden in the race. They planned their whole campaign around running against him.
Biden endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, who will now run in his stead.
She's much younger, very energetic. The alternative in this case is Donald Trump. He's the unifier for Democrats. You can't find a Democrat who wants Donald Trump to get another 4 years in the White House. So that will make it relatively easy for Harris to reunite the party.
Virginians sharing mixed reactions.
I think Kamala or any Democrat for that matter would be a good choice.
I just don't feel moved by her. I think that the Democrats have a lot of work to do in kind of connecting with what the people really want and not what their focus groups are telling them.
I feel pretty good. Definitely like the first woman person of color president is going to be a pretty historic move.
I think she's the likeliest chance for the Democrats to win this election, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think the big thing is she's been campaigning as part of this ticket for the last 4 or 5 months. Anyone who starts a new campaign has to start from scratch, where she's been out on the road, shaking hands with people, kissing babies, doing all the things you want a politician to do. Yeah. So it's probably the right choice, and it makes sense, right? He's worked with her for 4 years.
Good luck to him.
Now, Sabato said we're not going to know exactly how this will impact polling just yet, but we can't expect the Harris campaign to be moving at hyper speed until voting starts. In the studio, I'm Elizabeth Holmes, CBS 6 News.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Well, reaction to President Biden's decision to leave the presidential race continues to pour in from lawmakers. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine spoke with CBS's Norah O'Donnell earlier this evening on the message he believes Vice President Harris will have.
She is going to make the case that the path we've been on has been the right path, and the last thing we should do is hand the government back to a guy who tried to topple the peaceful transfer of power by inspiring a violent attack on the Capitol in January of 2021.
Well, Virginia Senator Mark Warner also released a statement saying, in part, President Biden has made historic contributions to our nation. His love of country and loyalty to the American people has been unwavering. He will undoubtedly go down in the history books as a true American patriot. After all he's done, I respect President Biden's difficult decision to step aside in this upcoming election.